Ooh, what, sorry?
So, hello, Professor. Welcome to our group discussion on the H&M CSR challenges and the social responsibility. H&M is one of the most world largest fashion retailers, known for offering the affordable, trendy clothes that appeals to millions of the customers globally. However, behind this popularity lies growing criticism and the environmental pollution, labor exploitation, and the accusations of greenwashings. So today, our team will be exploring these challenges, analyze H&M mission and vision, evaluate its CSR strategies, and suggest ways that the company can genuinely lead the fashion industry towards sustainability. So let's begin by identifying the core CSR issues that H&M faces.
Hello everyone, myself Harsh Parikh. So H&M faces several major CSR challenges that impact both its reputation and operational sustainability. So the first challenge is environmental pollution. As a part of the first fast fashion industry, H&M contributes significantly to waste generation, water contamination, and six greenhouse gas emissions. So the production of textiles requires massive water usage, especially in cotton farming and dyeing, and synthetic materials like polyester release microplastics into our oceans. So although H&M promotes recycling programs also, the overall volume of new product it produces each year cancels out much of that progress. So moving forward, the second one challenge is greenwashing. H&M often highlights sustainability initiatives like its conscientious collection or loop recycling machine. However, multiple RAC reports have been showing inconsistencies between their claims and actual outcomes. For example, some products labeled as sustainable contain minimum recycled content, and their marketing customs or sometimes expressed environmental benefits. This damages trust and makes customer question whether H&M sustainability is genuine or just a branding technique. So moving forward, the third major challenge is labor exploitation. Many H&M suppliers are based in countries like Bangladesh, Cambodia, and Myanmar, regions where working conditions can be poor. Workers face low wages, long hours, and unsafe environments. While H&M has policies against exploitation, enforcement at the factory level remains inconsistent. Finally, lack of transparency is another concern. Although H&M has made efforts to disclose supplier list, that these are still blind spots, especially in subcontracting and material sourcing. So, in short, while H&M publicly champions sustainability, its fast fashion business model and production practices often contradict that message.
That's very true, Hers. The main issue lies in the contradiction between H&M's fashion model, which depends on the mass production and the rapid trend turnover, and its sustainability goal. Fast fashion inherently promotes overconsumption, which make true sustainability extremely difficult.
Yes, exactly, Kuntal. Sustainability requires reducing consumptions and waste, but H&M success relies on constantly producing new designs and encouraging frequent purchases. It's a structural conflict.
Right, that's contradiction sits at the center of H&M CSR struggles. Thanks, Serge, for explaining that so clearly. Now that we understand the issues, let's look at what the company says it stands for. Kuntal, could you walk us through the H&M strategic vision and mission statement, please?
Of course, H&M strategic vision is to make fashion accessibility to everyone while ensuring that it's benefit people to planet and the industry. Their mission is to offer fashion and quality at the best price in a sustainability way. Essentially, they want combined affordability, style, and sustainability. This means allowing customers to enjoy fashionable clothes without contribution to social environment harm. H&M also aspire to transform into a circular and climate positive fashion company, meaning it aim to reuse and recycle material, reduce waste, and have a positive environment impact. However, achieving this vision is a challenging. Affordability often mean cutting a product cost, and that can lead to unethically labor practice or lower quality material. Balancing low price and sustainability remains H&M's biggest dilemma.
That's exactly right, Kuntal. Their mission sounds progressive, but when your primary selling point is a cheap clothing, sustainability becomes a complex goal. It's difficult to pay fair wages, and we use sustainable fabrics while keeping prices low.
Yes, and we shouldn't forget the role of consumers. Many people love fast fashion because it's affordable and constantly changing. Until both the company and the customers adjust their mindset towards more mindful consumption, sustainability will remain a challenge.
So well said. Vision and mission statements are only meaningful if the company's actions align with them. So let's dive deep into how H&M tries to turn that mission into constant action. So Irene, could you please explain the company main strategic goals?
Of course. So H&M's strategic goal is to become a fully circular and climate positive fashion company by 2040. To achieve this, the company has outlined several key objectives: reduce waste and carbon emissions across all stages of production and distribution, use 100% recycled or sustainably sourced materials in its collections, improve labor conditions by ensuring fair wages and a safe working environment globally, invest in innovation such as textile recycling technologies and renewable energy resources, promote responsible consumer behavior through recycling programs and sustainability awareness. While these objectives sound impressive, progress has been slow. For example, only about a quarter of H&M's material currently come from sustainable sources. Many of their goals are broad and lack measurable milestones or transparent progress reports. In other words, the ambition is there, but consistent execution is still missing.
That's a good observation, Aryan. So H&M often makes public commitments to sustainability, but without clear data and accountability, it's hard to judge whether real progress is happening.
Exactly. Transparency is essential. If H&M regularly publish verified data about its supply chain impact, it would help build trust among customer and stakeholders.
Absolutely. Clear and measurable progress reports would take their sustainability claims more credible. So now let's look at the ethical foundation that supports all these goals. So Manpreet, could you please explain the H&M core values and how they relate to CSR actually?
Sure, Trey. Now I'll be talking about core values and ethical foundation. H&M's core values are the moral compass guiding its CSR efforts. They include sustainability, long-term commitment to minimizing environmental impact, transparency, we of sourcing, production, and progress, inclusiveness, promoting equality and diversity across all operations. Creativity, innovating to improve both fashion and business ethics, collaboration, partnering with suppliers, communities, and organizations to achieve shared goals. These values are strong on paper, but the main challenge lies in consistency. For example, H&M has taken steps towards transparency by publishing supplier lists, but subcontracting still hides some unethical practices. Similarly, they promote women's empowerment in corporate campaigns, yet many female factory workers still earn below living wage standards. To truly honor its values, H&M should invest in technology, enable transparency, like blockchain to trace materials from farm to store, and digital certifications to verify ethical sourcing. If applied sincerely, these values could help H&M rebuild credibility and become a global leader in responsible fashion.
That's a very good point. Let's imagine if every H&M product have a tag with QR code and showing where it was made, who made it, and the environmental footprint. That level of openness would completely change customer trust for H&M.
Exactly. In today's digital age, transparency is not optional, it's expected. So people want proof, not promises. It's no longer enough for companies to say that they are ethical, they need to show it.
So perfectly said. That brings us how H&M could actually turn sustainability into strategic advantage rather than just an ethical obligation. So, Bob, can you please elaborate on that?
Sure, exactly. If H&M truly integrates sustainability into its business model, it could gain a major competitive advantage. Sustainability can strengthen the brand, attract conscious customers, and even reduce long-term costs. To do that, H&M should focus on three major areas: innovation, digital transparency, and partnerships. From the innovation perspective, invest in biodegradable fabrics or low impact dyes and circular design models where clothes are made to be reused or recycled. From the digital transparency perspective, use advanced digital tools like blockchain and AI or QR codes to track production in real time and make data public. And the last point is partnerships. Collaborate with NGOs, sustainable startups, and government organizations to ensure ethical labor and environmental protection. If H&M lead in these areas, sustainability becomes part of its brand identity, not just a compliance measure. For instance, if people start to associate with H&M affordable, ethical fashion, it can reshape the company's image entirely and set new standards of the entire industry.
Yeah, that's very true. Sustainability should be seen as an opportunity, not a cost. So companies that innovate ethically will eventually outperform those stuck in outdated and exploitative models.
Exactly. And when a brand as large as H&M adopt this principle genuinely, it can influence suppliers, competitors, and even consumer culture on a massive scale.
Yes, I agree, Guntal. Involving consumers directly is also crucial. If customers understand where their clothes come from and how they are made, they are more likely to make responsible choices and support ethical brands.
Yes, that's the future and process co-creating sustainability with customers. The responsibility doesn't end with the company. It extends to everyone who buys their products.
And it's a win to win. Ethical practices strengthen brand loyalty, attract investors, and create a positive cycle of accountability.
So well said, everyone. To wrap up our discussion today, highlighted that the H&M CSR journey is full of ambition but also the contradiction. The company's mission and vision are built around the sustainability, inclusiveness, and the transparency, but its fast fashion business model often stands in the way of achieving those goals. However, if H&M can align its actions with his values through innovation, transparency, and ethical partnerships and consumer engagement, it can redefine what sustainable fashion truly means. So, in doing so, it wouldn't just improve its image, but also set an example for entire global fashion industry. So, thank you so much, Professor, for listening our group discussion on H&M CSR challenges and the social responsibility. So that's all from our side. Thank you so much.
Thank you. See you in class.